Hey!
Hi.
It's Wednesday, and Wednesday, that means at 7 o'clock, it's Disney Fan Art with Chris and Darren. I'm going to change that here pretty soon. You're going to have to send me a picture of yourself from the waist up where it looks like you have a brush in your hand. You don't have to put a brush in your hand. Just have it more where you're turned, how do I want to say it, to your right, because mine's turned to the left, so it doesn't look like we're back to back trying to paint.
Can I get a Bob Ross wig?
No, I wouldn't do that. So we do have multiple things today.
Oh, wow.
So I think we have just a couple more than what we normally have.
Yeah.
But yeah. But so it was the Wartime Era, so we went with that. I kind of like doing that, where we got a bigger selection instead of doing one movie. I think maybe that's what we should do. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. It opens up the options where people aren't all doing the same.
Right. Hey, Christina.
From the same thing. But before we go any further, Christina has already started on her drawing for next week.
How did she do that? We haven't even said what we're doing next week.
Ask her.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this. All right. So, like I said, we had some new ones sent in. And let me get it to where it shares out. All right, let me know when you see it.
Yep, I see it.
All right, and this is Christina's, and she did Jose Carioca. And he's from not only from Saludos Amigos, but he's also from the Three Caballeros.
Yep.
So
he was a big star in his day. He had to do 2 films.
I think she did a really good job on him. But the funny thing is Disney doesn't do this with him anymore.
Yeah, right. His cigar sets him off.
Yeah.
I think him and Baby Herman are related some way, shape, or form.
Now they down there at Walt Disney World, there in Mexico Pavilion, they have a ride that has the Three Caballeros in it. And at the end, they have 3 animatronics where they're standing there singing. But I think the Three Caballeros is going to be a big thing, or the Saludos Amigos is going to be a big thing today. So,
and for I wonder if that explains why they have them in the middle of the pool at the All-Star Music Resort.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
It kind of ties it in with their little theme there at Disney.
Yeah. So these 2 movies, the Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros, were made because I think the government asked Walt Disney to go down and try to create better relations with the countries in South America during World War II, because they were afraid that they would turn to the side of the Axis. And this is one of the reasons. This is the reason why Saludos Amigos was made, the reason why Three Caballeros were made. But yeah, Jose Carioca, he's one of my favorites. He's not my favorite out of the Three Caballeros, but I do like Jose Carioca. And it kind of makes me wonder, I know he isn't the same Jose that's in the Tiki Room. So there is a Jose in the Tiki Room. But okay, let's go to the next. I put these in notes.
He's so bright in color as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So let's go to our next one. And our next one is Darren, who drew Mr. Toad. And Mr. Toad comes from the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And Mr. Toad, he's I really miss that ride. They used to have it at Walt Disney World. They replaced it with the Mini Adventures of Pooh. They still have this ride out in California and Disneyland, but it's somewhat the similar ride, but it's not. Disney World had 2 tracks where you went to 2 different ways, where the one in Disneyland only has one. But yeah, I love Mr. Toad. He was one of my favorites. And yeah,
with the colored pencils that I have, it was hard for me to try to get his skin color right. And his pants, because his pants are like a bluish gray, if you will.
Right.
Well, if you use a black pencil and just color lightly, that don't cut it. It's still way too dark. The black over goes the blue. So his pants, I made up really light purple in there, and then I took a darker blue and just kind of pressed a little bit harder with it.
Did you
think like his skin is tan and pink?
Did you think about trying to going over the pants like lightly with blue and then with a light gray over the top of it?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't have a gray colored pencil for whatever reason. I just had black, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to Walmart and I'm buying like a box of 2,000 different colored pencils.
But no, I think he looks really good. So, but yeah, I just watched Saludos Amigos, and I think the Three Caballeros came on after it. I kind of fell asleep for a little while, but yeah, Saludos Amigos actually has Donald Duck and Goofy in it.
Yeah,
yeah,
because Goofy came out during the Wartime Era.
Yeah,
I was reading like in 42 or 43.
Right, but he wasn't called Goofy at first.
No,
he was called Dippy Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And the Headless Horseman that's behind you was also in the movie with Mr. Toad and Ichabod.
Ichabod, yeah. Okay,
I call him Ichabod.
Ichabod. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. And this one was done by Heaven.
Nice.
So, yeah, this was like she went over the time limit, believe me. So, but I think she did a really good job. Of course, Donald Duck is her favorite character.
Yeah.
And so, but I love the way he looks and everything like that. And she did a really, really good job on him.
I love how he's holding his
poncho.
Yeah, I about called it a
rug. Yeah, I like how he's got that too in his sombrero, the way it is.
He honestly looks like he's up to no good.
Well, he is Donald Duck.
Right.
So it's not very often you see Donald Duck with a smile, but also I think, what was it? Was it Saludos Amigos where he was like chasing the Hispanic woman around?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's what happens in that ride down there in the Mexican pavilion. Is the Jose Carioca and Panchito, they're trying to find Donald, and Donald, you see him everywhere, and you go through these different screens, and there's like different parts of, I think, Mexico, and Donald will be there taking pictures, and then you'll see like Jose and Panchito over here, and they can't find Donald. Next thing you know, they'll be over in the place where Donald was taking pictures, and Donald will be on another screen on up ahead. But what's funny is, I think the last one before you get to the animatronics of him, there's one where they're trying to drag him away, and it's just these girls are calling to Donald, and he's wanting to go to them, is what it is, and they're trying to drag him away. So we'll go ahead and go to our next one. All right, this one was done by Nicole, and she did a cross stitch.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool as heck.
Yeah, what I really like is, if you notice, it's not just Panchito, but it's a Mickey silhouette. See the ears back here?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's really neat.
That reminds me, back on Mr. Toad, if you look at his bow tie.
Right.
Here, if you look on the left, your left side, which would be his right. Right. And you kind of turn it sideways there, right above his finger.
Right.
That's kind of the shape a little bit of Mickey's head with his ears. It actually has a smiley face in it if you look at it close enough.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I noticed it when I was drawing.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if you make a little loop here and a little loop here, that's Mickey Mouse's head.
Right.
That's kind of crazy how stuff like that's incorporated. Like Mickey's incorporated it a lot, but yeah, it's really cool how it's sticking up out sombrero like that.
Right.
Shaped like Mickey. That's really neat.
Oh yeah. So for the next one, I kind of traced.
Chris.
Well, drawing wasn't part of it, and I wanted to make sure I got the character right for what I did. So
that's cool.
I did a paper cutting.
Nice.
So yeah, if you see this up here,
really nice.
This is glue that needs to be cleaned off. But yeah. The only problem is I messed up on his jacket. Part of his jacket should still be down here. And, you know, when you're doing paper cutting and you make a mistake, you just can't fix it.
I wouldn't even have noticed had you not pointed it out.
Yeah. It kind of upset me when I noticed it. I was like, oh, man, I wanted to do it so perfectly. So.
Well, that's why we're humans. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
That looks nice, though. That would look really cool. And, like, is that laying on a light?
No, it's
like laying on a light shine through it or whatever, like a silhouette.
It's just laying on a piece of paper.
That would look good with like a light shining through it.
Yeah. Well, I thought about matting it and framing it.
Yeah.
And then going ahead and doing Jose Carioca and Donald, putting them on either side of him and hanging him up in our dining room.
Nice. We actually went out and bought a 3-ring binder, and that's what we put all of our artwork in.
Yeah. We had a folder. I think we still have it, but we still have all ours from the 30 days and everything like that. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the art. And so
that was nice.
Yeah, I really liked it. Christina said she was bored.
She got up at like 2:00 this morning and was bored.
Oh, wow.
And I wake up to go get coffee, and she says, I've already started on my drawing for next week. And I laughed, and I was like, well, how do you know what we're going to do next week? She said, because we're going by errors in order. I said, well, this will be the week that we change it up.
So we got, so the next era is the Silver Age, if I'm right. But you know what? I actually have some information too. So this basically, let me see where it comes from. It comes from American history, and this is Mickey Mouse morale, Disney on the World War II home front. And it says on December 7th, 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, drawing the United States into World War II. The very next day, U.S. Army troops requisitioned half of Walt Disney Burbank, California studios for their use. But space was not all that Disney would provide the troops. Artists, animators, and Walt Disney himself pitched in, enlisting Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and other beloved Disney characters into the war effort. Throughout the early 1940s, Disney churned out military training films, educational shorts provided to the U.S. government at cost, and military insignias for over 1,000 different units in the U.S. Armed Forces. Provided free of charge, Disney's entire stable of characters was employed in the name of patriotism, and by 1943, newspapers were reporting that up to 90% of the Disney Studios' work was for government agencies. In 1943, the New York Times singled out Donald Duck in particular as an ambassador at large, a salesman of the American way, for his reputation of the United States both at home and abroad. By the end of the war, however, the title Salesman of the American Way may well have belonged to Walt Disney himself. The use of Disney's characters in war-related work helped to strengthen the perception of the Disney brand as a symbol of the United States and its values. Disney was most prolific during the war as a morale booster for the troops. Company artists created images of Disney characters for unit patches, eventually providing insignias to almost 1,300 units in the U.S. Armed Forces. Requests were so numerous that the studio had to set up an entire 5-person unit devoted to insignias. Under the lead of artist Hank Porter to even come close to meeting the demand. So, yeah, so that's what Disney did. And
I do know I did see a lot when I Googled a lot of things. a lot of insignias for the military with Disney characters on it from that time frame.
Right. Well, yeah, you are correct. There are a lot.
Different brigades and things had different characters doing things. Like, for example, riding on a rocket or
right
something of that nature.
Right. I'm pretty sure they did a little bit more. Did I lose my?
Yeah. No. Ichabod and Mr. Toad was actually, it was in the Wartime Era, but it was at the end of it because it was in 1949 is when they released it.
Right.
The war was done over, but and it was actually I did pull up a few facts about them.
Did you?
And I think I got like 10 of them here or something. I don't even know if there's 10. There's a few. I pull them up on my PlayStation so I can read them on. I do see a button at the bottom that says Disney quiz. Disney? I would probably fail. Yeah, like Thurl Ravenscroft. Yeah. Ravenscroft was originally going to sing The Headless Horseman.
Okay.
Disney composer Olivia Wallace voices Mr. Winky. Some sources, however, list Alec Harford for that role.
Huh.
Disney's original title for the movie was called Two Fabulous Characters. Apparently, the only reason these two stories are linked together is the fact that their main characters are, quote, prone to disaster.
Right.
During the Ichabod tale, the title character is frightened by some reeds whistling in the wind. The same drawings were first used in Disney's short, The Old Mill.
Right.
In the Wind in the Willows, Angus McBadger tells Ratty and Mole that something has to be done about Toad as he's spending too much money. Now, here's where this is a cool little fact of the movie. This was also a sly that was a dig at Roy O. Disney, who always complaining to the animators about his brother Walt Disney for spending too much money.
Oh, wow.
That's just cool to me how they put stuff like that in the movie.
Right, but the thing is the story didn't come from Disney itself. It actually comes from The Wind in the Willows.
Yes.
So, but yeah, but I know sometimes they change the story itself because Disney does. I think Disney does a lot. I mean, Disney's changed a lot of stories. Okay, so I don't want to get off the subject, but you know what Splash Mountain is, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard there are people who are wanting them to change the theming to Splash Mountain?
Yeah, so Christina was actually talking about that today because of the music they play.
Well, I don't think it's
something
music.
like that, like that Dixie song or something, maybe.
Well, what it is because they're saying "Song of the South," which the characters came from, was a racist movie. They're saying because of that there's no racism in that ride at all. It's just to the point that things are getting ridiculous. Is all
right. Disney would never, in the history of Walt ever creating anything, would he or the company make something to offend people.
Right. And well, I've seen Song of the South, and here's the thing. I mean, you don't know when that takes place. All right. For all you know, Uncle Remus is a character that was hired by this family to work for them after slavery. So, I mean, for people to say that there's slavery in it, I didn't see it that way. This is people reading into it. So
yeah, and I know right now with what's going on in America's current events, people are a little touchy on it, but my opinion of it is people just need to quit being ignorant.
Right.
You know, we're all human beings.
Right.
And, history, it's like we've talked, history is there to remind us of,
to keep us from repeating the past.
What not to do. Right. And history's not meant to be bad.
No.
A bad thing. And it just really irks me that people have gone to that mentality level of taking every little thing that they see now and just twisting it around. It just, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
I believe that. It's almost like, some of these people today were not educated like we were on stuff like that. So, but anyhow, we got something to pick for next week. I don't want to get too deep into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't either because people will frown on us.
So, the Silver Age is what we're going into. And that's from 1950 to 1959. And the movies we're looking at is Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, The Sword and the Stone, and The Jungle Book. So
I think let's keep doing it like we just did this one here where that's a cool idea.
This would actually be the last era Disney had anything to do with the animation area, because the last animated movie he worked on was The Jungle Book. So,
because if I had it my way and we were only picking one, I would pick 101 Dalmatians just because I already know what Christina has drawn for next week.
All right, well, let's pick one. We're picking Cinderella. And all right, yeah, we can pick anything from the Silver Age era, or Silver Age. So, but so what's the next era we got after the Silver Age? The Bronze Age.
Bronze.
Yes.
You think it would have went bronze and then silver, and then gold and then platinum?
Well, I think they're going by. I don't think it's like, handing out medals at the Olympics. I think it's
why not?
Yeah, and then after the Bronze Age, we have the Disney Renaissance.
Hey, some of these facts I'm still reading. Like, there's this one down by the bottom. It says there was a legend that said that one of Disney animators stopped work on The Wind in the Willows, or not Disney animator, stopped work on The Wind in the Willows to join the army during World War II. And then he returned 4 years later to continue work on the exact same film sequence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
But all right. Well, I think it's going to be a short one today. I don't know, unless we got anything else you want to talk about. Anything you want to talk about? The pen you won last night?
Yes, I wanted that pen because when I seen Gonzo hold it up, to me it looked like the logo on the front almost looked like WWE logo, and I said I want that pen. And it's crazy because
I think it might have been the green screen that did that. Is what
it could have been. But anyway, it's like I was telling Christina, I've learned a lot about Disney over the last couple months, right? But I have a hard time associating who is with what and who owns it and who voices it and this and that. However, I do know my cartoons a bit.
Yeah.
Because me always, with my past, having children around watching cartoons constantly, you learn it. And then two, drawing things.
Right.
And me being an artist, you see that stuff and it doesn't leave your mind, like the pig from Moana. I remember the gray spots like it was yesterday because it wasn't long ago we just did Moana.
Right.
And then I can also like the ruby and Jasmine's head. To me, it looks like a bluish screen, but like we were talking last night, it might just be the way the light reflects off of it. But
I thought I always thought it looked purple, but then again, I do have a color deficiency. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's like the teapot off of Beauty and the Beast. Even for years, has been probably one of my favorite Disney films.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty fun game because the time I played it before, I wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It just was playing out, and I remember when we. Like Peter Pan's feather, who does not know that it's not red?
Right.
But I did notice that the one fellow that was in chat, he was trying to get you again, Chris. Because he kept putting the word orange.
I don't think that was the same guy in there.
You don't actually.
No.
Because I thought it was because he likes to hear you say orange.
No. I haven't seen that guy in the chat for a while.
Oh, I thought it was him. I thought he was just being funny.
No, So,
but yeah, that was a really good time. That's always fun to be on there with all those people and being so interactive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think he said that was the last time, but I told him, I said, we still got lots of cards yet. And he's like, well, let's do it again next week. I'm like, all right, we can do it next week. Now,
when we move there, we're going to have to get together because I bought for Christina for her Christmas present I never gave her because I flew to Indiana, so that's where all the money went. I told her I'd get her something later. I bought her a Disney board game, a Monopoly game.
Oh, yeah. And
it has the pop-up castle in the middle. So we'll have to get together maybe sometime and play that.
Yeah.
It's maybe really cool.
Get the Devons.
Yeah.
So.
Because the more people you play Monopoly,
right,
the harder it is.
Oh, yeah.
But, too, that game can either one of two things. It can either go fast or extremely long.
Yeah.
But I like that game that we played there at your house that one night.
Yeah, Disney
when we came to visit. Yeah.
We tried to do that on stream. It didn't seem like it wasn't something that was transferable to playing online. So
there's a lot of Disney games because it took me one time to order something off of Amazon and get to looking around on there, and now I'm like hooked. It's a stupid addiction.
Yeah.
So I look everything. The hell with Google. I look everything up on Amazon.
Right.
And there is like all kinds of games. I even found a WWE Monopoly game that's supposed to be here by July 10th because it's come from England.
Right.
So her mom and dad will have to ship it to me because it'll be here after we leave. But
right.
I've seen a lot of Disney stuff on there that we could have fun with.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we need something that will transfer to playing online too. That's
right. Monopoly wouldn't be a good one to stream.
And this Color Brain just works really well. We're not actually playing it the way it's supposed to be played, so that's part of it. There's like other rules to it, but
what do you mean, buddy?
I think what it is you get a point for each color you get right.
Oh, so if it has like 5 colors to it, that's 5 points.
Right.
So if you only name 4 of those colors, you get 4 out of the 5 points.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you.
So, but that trying to do that with the chat and everything, how long that would have took to try to figure out. But yeah, so I
did meet some PlayStation buddies that I haven't got their thing in my PlayStation yet. Mr. VP and Shelly Starwalker.
Oh, you got Shelly Starwalker? I have VP. I don't have Shelly.
I told him I would add him on my PlayStation and VP, I guess he likes Call of Duty as well. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I haven't got the chance to play with him. So maybe we'll have maybe Friday. I'll see. We'll see. I'll find out more tomorrow when I live stream with Gonzo and Al. They're on Disney Friends.
They need a Disney game for PlayStation 4 where everyone could get on. That would be perfect for your guys' stuff.
They had that one that was really big, but I can't remember what it was called. I had it. You had to have a little thing that plugged into your PlayStation, and then you put like the little characters onto it to who you wanted to.
I know what you're talking about. I had a wrestling thing like that for PS3.
Yeah. Well, then they started adding like Star Wars and Marvel to it.
Yeah.
But
so that's fun, to listen to. Al's a trip to begin with, but to listen to him on Call of Duty is amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's funny.
Well,
it's nothing bad for anyone that's wondering. It's just Al is just funny when he's playing Call of Duty.
I just noticed it's like the 3 of us played, I think, last Thursday, me and Gonzo and Al.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Gonzo and I are in the same mindset where we're going this way to do this. And then we get somewhere and we're like, Al, where are you? I'm back here. And he's like,
oh, so Al is kind of like a Clayton, but in the adult version. He's like my son. So him and Clayton could be a good tag team. Like you and Al go off and we'll go this way. That's cool.
I think I'm going to have to tell Gonzo, I said, maybe we should follow Al. and see how things turn out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times Al's still alive when we're being killed, but then there's times where Al's dying and we're nowhere near him.
And we're like, well, where are you? Yeah. I can't wait to play tomorrow because I think Gonzo said something to you guys about maybe wanting to get on, all of us get on tomorrow at some point.
Oh, tomorrow after we shoot?
Or I mean Friday. I meant Friday.
Yeah, he said something Friday.
Yeah,
if he don't fall asleep, because he was supposed to play with us one Thursday, and we were supposed to we were going to take an hour to go do some things that we had to be and then meet back. And then Al and I came back, but he fell asleep in the chair. Where?
Now, hey, I have over the years of gaming. I'm 38 years old. I've been playing video games since Atari.
Right. So have I. I haven't played since Pong.
But plays right. But anyway, PS1 was actually the first thing that I really got hooked to because now on Atari, I was a master at Asteroids and Centipede.
Yeah.
Or I mean, not Centipede, Cat Track. But when I got my PS1, it was all over with.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Seth the other day, your cousin.
Yeah.
About how we were reminiscing about the old NASCAR games.
Right.
You know how many times I'd fall asleep playing a NASCAR game and wake up and my car's upside down or it's smoking and I was in the lead. I was like maybe five laps ahead of the second place guy. And now I'm like 89 laps behind.
Right.
I'm like, okay, time to shut it off and redo.
All right. I think we're going to go ahead and end this.
Okay.
So once again, so next week will be the Silver Age. And the Silver Age, like I said, has Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, The Sword and the Stone, and The Jungle Book. You can draw from any of those movies. And
next week, I'll have to get mine done. Like today, I drew mine literally this morning with coffee. But we are picking up our rental moving truck next week on the 1st, which will be the day of this stream. So I had to make sure I don't procrastinate it and get it done early.
So I'm going to bring them up one more time, go through them. We'll go backwards. Here's my Panchito, my Japanese paper cutout. I wish I would have got rid of that. I think an eraser will get rid of that. What do you think?
Yeah, it could.
It's just Elmer's glue.
Oh, yeah. Eraser. It'd roll it up. Yeah.
All right. And here we have Nicole's needlepoint, which I think looks awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Heaven's Donald, which looks amazing. Darren's Mr. Toad, who I think that's what threw it off the first time I seen it was how the colors were different. I'm like, is that Mr. Toad or a relative? And then I realized, it's Mr. Toad. Yeah.
The one picture I was going off of, I'll send it to your phone. And you'll see what I mean by how it was hard for me to get his face color.
Right.
Of course, his pants would have been easy had I had gray, but I didn't have gray. All I had was black.
Right. And then, of course, Christina's Jose Carioca. And I think this is the best one
I do too.
I really do.
And she even said that, I think, herself after she got it done.
Yeah, I really like this one. This one looks awesome. So like I said, next week will be the
that
Silver
one
Age.
should definitely enter an art contest with that one.
Yeah, yeah. But so like I was saying, so next week is the Silver Age. I've just read all of them. If you want to participate by making some kind of art, whether you draw, you paint, making crafts, anything like that, you can just send it to the email down below and have that in, I'd say 4 o'clock by next Wednesday. And Darren, I'll put it up and we'll take a look at it. And let's see.
I think you should put your head up there on the Headless Horseman and then have it roll off.
But I can't do that because it's not my head. It's my whole body will go up there.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's not something I can pull myself apart. It's just
Well, I didn't know if it was kind of like a clip art kind of thing where you can just like
no, it's what it is I'm using something to stream through to what I'm, you know, how you're streaming directly to StreamYards right now through your phone. Yeah, I'm streaming through something to it. I'll show you what. See, so I can like pick myself up and move myself around. So, but
I can too.
So, but yeah, so yeah, get that in by, I'd say 4:00 Wednesday, hopefully by the latest. Some people get a little later, so
if you can't draw, then go get your coloring book.
Yeah.
Even do that, like
do
with them
something
markers,
amazing with colors.
More marker kinds, right?
Yeah. So, or like what I did, like I said, I didn't draw it. I actually printed it out, and then I transferred it over to a black thing of construction paper, and then I planned out what parts I was going to cut out, and I used an X-Acto knife to cut that all out. Of course, I had to tape everything down.
Right, so it wouldn't pull it apart.
Yeah.
You know, even like that, if someone just would print something off and color it because, you know, maybe they lack, because not everyone can draw.
Right.
I mean, it does take a little bit of talent, but the most thing it takes is patience.
It takes a lot of hand and eye coordination. Hand and eye coordination is a lot. I think that's why a lot of us who have that actually play video games too.
Right. Yeah. And, but you know, like Christina, she always told me she couldn't draw.
Right.
And you sit and you go back to all these ones that she's done, and it's like, so you had a talent that you didn't even know you had.
Right.
You know, which I help her a little bit from time to time, but not very often. It's only been a few times.
Well, I think
like I will say this today, when she was working on her one, I'm not going to say what it is right yet, but the person's hand was behind their back. I said, you realize they look like they're picking their butt. I said, erase that and I'll show you where to move it up and how to do it.
Right.
And now it looks just fine, but you know, she's like, oh, I can only draw stick figures. Yeah.
Well, I truly believe that people can learn how to draw. I mean, I believe there are some people that are naturally, you know, are born with that or have that ability. But I think a lot of times what it is people don't have patience is what it is.
That's right. And I always say that the two most things you have to have in artwork is patience and eraser.
Yeah.
But, you know, cartoons are my strong point with artwork.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when now, if you get into like, say, a lot of the, like what tattoo artists do.
Right.
I probably wouldn't be so, you know, there's way better people, obviously, but, and her mom and dad has told me before, they're like, why don't you do tattoos? I said, it's one thing to draw on paper. It's another thing to draw on human skin.
Yeah. You can't go back and erase.
Right. Or if you're doing like an ink drawing, you know, you can't just keep going over it and make it look good.
I mean,
you keep going over something, you're going to butcher someone's skin apart.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm a tattooed artist, but I only do flashes. So. Sorry.
You could have warned me.
But yeah, so as for that, so Silver Age next week, send to the email down below and have it in by Wednesday at 4:00 Eastern time, and we'll put it up. We'll take a look, and for anybody who's watching or ninja watching, please remember to hit that like button. If you're watching this in replay, please hit that like button and leave me a comment. Tell me, hey, what was your favorite from the Wartime Era, if you've seen any of the stuff. And then if you're new and you just found my content and you enjoy this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification so you know when we post a video or go live. But as for that, that's going to do it for us. Thank you, Darren, for being on. Thank you, Christina, for being in the chat. Thank you for anybody who possibly was ninja watching. And I think that's going to do it, buddy. So we will see you next Wednesday for more fan art. See ya.